Hey folks, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. So it's been a very interesting couple of episodes as we've explored Ramazith's Tower. We've defeated Lorroakan, a threat to Dame Aelin, looted to our heart's content, gained information on both necromancy and the Netherese crown, and have acquired multiple interesting artifacts along the way. Now, one thing I've thought about is that we may or may not actually want to sell did we keep... I think maybe we did. We want to keep, I think, the Tharchiate of Thay. The Tharchiate Codex. I think on retrospect, just because, even though this is worth 2,000, for now I think we're going to hold on to this. Because we might need it for the quest to do something with the crown. It's possible, right? So I think we're going to hold on to that for now. We're largely done with this shop, but we don't know how people are going to respond to us. There is a new person down here. Tiernan Want is manning the front desk. It doesn't look like folks are exactly hostile to us. So let's make our way down here. Now, Lorroakan's projection actually is manning the desk. Let's check in with him.
Welcome, dear patron, to Sorceress Sundries. I am an unperson in service of the revered wizard Lorroakan, proprietor of this fine establishment. To browse our wares, say trade. To provide information about the night song, say night song. If you are a city official here to collect dues, say taxes. For all other inquiries, say other.
Okay, so Lorroakan is dead, as is the guy who was standing here. It was some sort of tiefling. I am curious about taxes.
You are not Mr. Marvin Hudd, the collections officer assigned to this establishment.
Trust me, your taxes will be put to better use in my hands. A DC 20 persuasion check. Yeah, let's use a scroll of charm person on the projection here to get advantage. Why not? We do have a plus 15. There we go, 21.
Logic detected. Petition approved. Enjoy. How else can I help you today?
I don't know how much we got out of that, but let's trade.
You're sure to find what you're looking for.
Now, how much gold does he have? We have 5,000 gold worth of stuff to sell him. And maybe more over here? No, not more over here. The one thing I wanted to look at were the scrolls. In particular, Dispel Magic and Knock. I would love to get my hands on those. And any other utility scrolls I may not have thought of for our boy, Gale. He doesn't see a lot of use, but occasionally we bring him out, so... Let's see, Bestow Curse, Blindness, Blink, Blur, Chain Lightning, Charm Person, Chromatic Orb, Circle of Death, Cloud of Daggers, Cloud Kill, Color Spray, Cone of Cold, Confusion, Conjure Elemental, Conjure Minor Elemental, Darkness, Dark Vision, Dimension Door. You know, a scroll of that wouldn't be the worst thing to get him. Let's get him one scroll of Dimension Door. Let's split this. Yeah, let's get him a scroll of Dimension Door to learn the spell. I think that's a nice utility spell. Disintegrate, actually, is also... I think he might know that already, though. We'll check that in a second. Disintegrate's another one that's pretty useful. Dominate Person, Everard's, Eye Bite, Featherfall, Fire Shield, Fireball. Flaming Spear, Flesh to Stone, Fly... Fog Cloud, Globe of Vulnerability, Grease, Greater Invisibility, Gust of Wind, Haste, Hold Monster, Lightning Bolt, Mirror Image, Misty Step, Odalux, Autos, Phantasmal Killer, Ray of Frost, Ray of Sickness, Scorching Ray, See Invisibility. I think he could benefit from knowing that as well. We may already know some of these, I'm not sure. Shatter, Speak with Dead, Stinking Cloud, Stone Skin, Sunbeam, Telekinesis, Thunderwave, Wall of Ice, and Witch Bolt. Alright, so he doesn't have the utility spells we're looking for.
Please.
Let's see about these two, though. Can he learn these? He already knew Dimension Door. And he already knew See Invisibility. Alright, well, let's send both of these, I guess, to... Karlach's unlikely to be able to use this because she's usually raging. Astarion has his own ways. Let's send it to Tava for now. And then Dimension Door we will send to Astarion. Alright. Well, I sort of hoped we could get a couple utility spells for him, but we apparently can't. So, we are now done with Sorcerous Sundries. We've done everything we needed to. We've seen everything we needed to. We've defeated and looted everything we need to.
Oh, hello, my boy. No, don't mind me. I'm just enjoying a lungful of Baldurian. Yes, a distinctive aroma, though perhaps not one worthy of bottling. Tell me, what curiosities have you and your companions discovered within the walls of this esteemed emporium?
Well, we found the Annals of Karsus. It proved an enlightening read.
So, you have learned the truth of the enemy we face. The very tool with which its eponymous creator unmade magic itself. Perhaps now you understand what is at stake here, my boy. Though what Mystra asked of you was extreme, it was not without merit, nor demanded lightly.
What are you saying? Or rather, what are you not saying?
Mystra knows you defied her, Gale. Well, of course she knows. She's Mystra. She bids you come to her holy shrine in the Stormshore Tabernacle. There, she will grant you an audience at last.
Really? So, he didn't exactly defy her. We declined to bring him to the opportunity where he could have used the Netherese Orb Blast to destroy the Elder Brain. We could have ended the game right there, I guess, and ourselves. With the information found in the Annals of Karsus, he could reforge the crown, although his choice at the time of reading it, that we chose for him, was to try to find a way to destroy the crown. As per usual, we have some opportunities here to intervene, to put in our 2 cents. But for the most part, I think I'd like to see what Gale himself chooses. Let's see what he says.
Mistra's willing to speak to me again? Was this your doing, Elminster?
She knows what I see in you, just as I know what she sees in you. I was not born an old man. I know all too well what it's like to have a goddess fill your heart with longing. Looking at you is like gazing into a mirror that shows centuries long past.
The past is the past, Elminster, and the future is, well, still to be decided. By me, not by Mystra.
If there is another way, I trust you can find it. It is not in your nature, or mine, to stop looking, to accept the first answer to any dilemma. Do what you can. Put that mind to work. Trust in yourself. Trust in the weave. If you are willing, trust in Mystra. There is a conclusion yet to be written in this sorry tale, Gale of Waterdeep. And yours is the quill that will write it.
Okay, interesting. So another advancement to Gale's story here. Let's check in with him. See what he thinks. Does he want to go talk to Mystra?
So all it took to get Mistra's attention was to learn how to reforge an artifact that once destroyed her. It's obvious when you stop to think about it.
Yeah, this is interesting. How could she possibly know we read a book? Hasn't she got more important things to worry about?
The Weave is a highly sensitive, magical network threaded through all life on this plane. Any shift in magical energy, no matter how small, is akin to a beacon, alerting Mystra to its cause. Opening a book, like the Annals of Carsus, was akin to us shooting a firework spelling, "Look at us, Mystra," directly into the skies of Elysium. She knows. This is a conversation that's long overdue on both sides. I owe it to her to hear her out. Come what may afterwards.
I agree. It's time we headed for the Stormshore Tabernacle.
After you.
All right, off we go. Now, before we go straight there, I do want to head up to the Forge of the Nine. He has a bunch of gold, and we can get most of it back. So we're gonna head north here. Right? Yeah, we're gonna head north here up to the Forge of the Nine. Where are we? Is it up this way? Yeah, it's up here. Here we go. We're gonna sell off all the art and books except for the Tharchiate Codex. Or no, wait, it's not the Tharchiate Codex that we want to avoid selling. It's, damn, I got the wrong one. Yeah, this one we can sell. Add to wares. It's the Annals of Carsus that perhaps we want to not sell. Just in case we need it again. I don't see why we would. But let's get over here and get our gold back.
What can I do for you?
Could I take a look at your wares?
Of course. Wouldn't be alive to hold them if it weren't for you.
All right. Now, where did all my gold go? Damn it.
I could go for a good meal.
I thought he had quite a bit more than that. All right, so let's sort by weight then and sell off. Yeah, let's sell this. Okay. We can start selling heavy things. Like all of this, all of this, artwork we stole. We'll get as much as we can for it, I suppose. Okay, so the remainder of this is books, it looks like. Well, not all of it. Let's see what else we can do. Let's send the books to Gale for a moment. That reduces us down to 24. Was there anything else like super valuable we can avoid selling? Alright, well, it looks like not, so I'm gonna have to sit here and... Oh, wait a minute. 996, okay. So like if we send a few more things away... If we can get this down under 755, we can just sell the rest, right? There we go. All right, sell wares. Nice. And now we can send this stuff back to Tava for sale to some later vendor. And we can head over to the tabernacle.
Less than hair. Odd.
It might actually be faster here. Yeah, it's gonna be faster to fast travel. Okay, in we go. Let's have a word with Mystra.
Mystra's likeness. It's been some time since I stood before her in a place like this.
Over here. Okay, real quick, before we have that conversation, do you have any gold at the moment? Or perhaps anything to say about this?
You have come far, I perceive. Of course, my child.
How much have you got? 11 gold. All right, we've tapped these guys out, it seems. All right, let's do what we came here for. Gale, go ahead and say hello.
There
she stands, just as Elminster promised. Mystra, goddess of the weave, mother of all magic.
The old man wasn't lying. She's opened the summoning channel. Can't you feel it?
Gale's right. The very air around the statue crackles with magic. It sets your teeth on edge.
A stream of pure, undiluted weave. I only have to reach out, and it will carry me to Mystra, wherever she may be.
Well, go on then. It's rude to keep a goddess waiting.
Time was, I'd have given my right arm for a chance to speak with Mystra again. The left one, too. Maybe a knee.
Yeah, I don't think she's that kind of goddess.
Thankfully not. Though she's not been averse to demanding the odd human sacrifice in recent days, has she? When I pictured this moment, I thought I'd feel more in control. Yet, here I am, with palms sweatier than a bugbear's armpit. I always wonder what being nervous would feel like. I hate it.
Do you know what you're going to say to her?
During my time locked away in Waterdeep, I prepared a quite comprehensive speech for her on the subject of our former relationship and the manner in which it ended. Alas, recent events have rendered the majority of it moot, so I'm going to have to improvise. Unless you have any words of wisdom to impart before I go.
I don't think we need to intimidate a goddess. And what we've learned about Gale over the course of this adventure, although he hasn't been a primary party member, is that he is at heart a good man. Maybe a little bit enamored of his own charm and intelligence, maybe a little bit boastful, maybe a little bit too preoccupied with making witty remarks, but ultimately a good man. I don't know that she would advise him to seek forgiveness, though. I suppose she thinks he was, when he took the piece of the weave, he wasn't doing something bad, he was doing something brash. He was arrogant, but not malicious, right? He wasn't trying to harm her. He was trying to do something good for her in a way that his ego fed into. So I don't know if she'd advise him to seek forgiveness. I think we'd just be surprised that he's not taking us with him. I mean, every major confrontation we've dealt with since we formed the group after the Nautiloid crash, we've been together. He's relied on us for leadership and guidance. And this is a personal relationship that he has with her, but I sort of thought maybe we'd come along. So maybe she would say this. You're not taking me with you?
The summoning channel Mystra has provided is one only I can enter. No matter how much I prefer not to face her alone.
What does she think Mystra's after? I mean, she's asked Gale to sacrifice himself. I don't really think Tava likes that. I think she prefers seeking another solution and feels that that was maybe a little bit bitchy, if I can use that word. I don't think she wants... I think she was a little bit surprised by how quickly Gale accepted that fate when Mystra decreed it. So I think she's maybe a little bit wary of what the goddess wants here. Don't give anything away. Just find out what she has to say.
You'd make a fine 3-dragon anti-player, you know? I think it's best I keep a cool head going into this. Approach it like a particularly high-risk round of 3-dragon ante. I'll let Mystra show her flight, and then I can see how strong a chance we stand of winning the gambit. I'll only be gone for a matter of moments. The Outer Planes experience time quite differently to our own. Wait for me. Please.
Gale of Waterdeep. You look well.
As do you. But I assume we're not here solely to exchange compliments. So why am I here?
You discovered what lies at the heart of the Absolute, the crown of Karsus. And you disobeyed my instruction. Why?
Because you had no right to ask that of me. You cast me out. Remember?
You were my lover, my chosen. Yet still you know so little of me. The past cannot be undone with self-pity, nor can a future be forged. Only with the truth will you see the way ahead. The fragment of magic you tried to return to me was not of my creation. It was the Karsite Weave. It is a corrupted, half-born magic, wrought in the brief moment Karsus ascended to godhood. It hungers for power, just as he did, and it can never be sated. You unleashed something that would consume all magic in existence, and yet you thought only of preserving yourself.
So that's what you're scared of. With the crown of Karsus reforged, I could take control of the Karsite Weave.
You can no more control the Karsite Weave than a weather vane could control a storm. That it entered your body and consumed no more than your powers was a miracle. But we will not be granted another. The only reason the orb sleeps is because I have allowed it to feed on the true weave. A temporary measure, but one that will not be enough to save us. With each day that passes, the Elder Brain threatens to become a new kind of god. Its worshippers, a scourge of soulless illithids. If you will not use the orb to end this abomination, then you must find a way to separate crown and host. When you've done this, you must surrender the crown of Karsus to me.
A great ask indeed. You've given me much to think on, as you always did.
So be it. Follow the needle of your own wisdom. We shall see how truly it leads you.
Okay, very interesting stuff there. It explains quite a lot, actually. So, he's got a fragment of the weave Karsus tried to create inside him. It's not a fragment of Mystra's weave. And with the crown separated from the Elder Brain, I don't know. I mean, ideally what we want to do is destroy Karsus's weave, right? I mean, theoretically, there's a world in which we try to control it, but it seems unlikely that that's possible. It seems unlikely Gale could ascend to become a new god of magic successfully. I mean, we've heard over and over and over again what folly it was for Karsus even to try. And powerful as Gale may be, he's still very young. I don't think he's even capable of forging something like the crown. And Karsus forged three artifacts, 3 relics of that scale at the height of his powers. So we might very well give the crown to Mystra, but I think we would try to bargain with it. Try to say, like, I'll give this to you, but only if you use it to fully destroy the weave, the Karsus weave, including the fragment inside him, without killing him. I don't know. That's down the road. For now, a lot of interesting information here, and obviously our boy here wants to talk about what just happened.
Back on mortal soil once more. I can't believe I saw her. After all this time.
How do you feel now you've done it?
Relieved. Drained. Proud of myself for summoning the courage to go to her in the first place. And, if I'm being totally honest, a bit lightheaded. As if it wasn't enough to have seen her again. She didn't exactly summon me there for small talk. The Karsite Weave. Within me this whole time. I knew the orb was no ordinary ball of magic before it to be Carsus's malignant creation. Gods! How did I not see that?
It's also interesting that she's been feeding it the real weave to keep it quiet, quiescent. But then again, that's not exactly a favor that she's doing for Gale. It's something necessary to prevent it from combating her weave, from corrupting the magic that governs this realm. How did I not see that? Well, I mean, this is true. This was a particularly stupid thing that he did, but he's paid the price for it. But we do care about him as a friend, so maybe we won't go quite that harsh. It's all too easy to miss things when we're blinded by desire.
True enough. There's a reason such unwitting heroes have been the backbone of lyric and legend for as long as both have existed. Even so, I was hardly some naive apprentice at the time. I considered myself an archmage, and yet was fool enough to be mistaken for a common conjurer. At least now I'm armed with the truth, and Mistra's expectations. Sounds like the door to redemption is open at last. All I have to do is walk through it, carrying the crown of Carsus.
Then we need to take this chance. You deserve to be cured, Gale.
Thank you. There aren't many I'd trust to stand beside me on such a journey. Fewer still who would do so because they believed I deserved such a chance. If I could promise you one thing in return for your faith in me, it's this. I will use everything in my power to ensure we defeat this evil. I will not let you down. Now, I believe we've a date with an elder brain to get to. Shall we?
Okay, very nice. Let's see. So we're about to head to camp and long rest, which means we're going to meet with Mistra, I think. Most likely. Before we do that, is there another somebody we can sell stuff to? I can't remember if Devil's Fee has anything left. Bone Cloak Apothecary might have some money. Let's head over to the apothecary, see if we can sell off one or more of the books we have. Was it this guy? Mohan?
My new friend.
Yeah, by the way, I don't think I caught your name before, or anything else about you for that matter.
Forgive me. My name is Mohan. I'm a consultant of sorts. Whenever someone worth knowing needs something worth having, there I am.
Oh, I wonder if he's related to the guild.
Feeling about you.
All right, what have you got? How much gold have you got? Can we sell one of the books? No. Not unless we buy something from him. Dominate Person Blur. Oils. Well, we can sell off some things. We can sell the ruby, the pearl, the diamond. And then we've got the 2 books left. Or what do we have? We got 3 books left? Yeah, Caution Before Seelie. Did I read this? Yeah, we read that. And we got some, yeah, we got some stuff out of it. These are each $14.29. Yeah, okay.
Godspeed.
We need somebody with a big chunk of cash to sell at least one of these books to. Do you have more money, Dareth?
Noble stock is why the customers came. We were out in our arses soon enough without it. Too bad my worthless fella couldn't get one simple thing right in his life.
Oh, it's Dareth from the Underdark. We got her husband killed. How are you and... Or no, we didn't get him killed? I thought we got him killed on this save. How are you and Balin getting on?
He's wrecking my head as always. Makes himself useful with a broom from time to time at least.
Okay, I must not have gotten him killed, but we didn't get him cured either. Are you glad to be back in Baldur's Gate?
Oh, sure. Cultists on the loose, a murderer hacking people to bits, and big metal freaks stomping hither, thither, and yon. Couldn't be more delighted.
She's as much of a sourpuss as ever. All right, how much gold do you have?
Go on then.
13 gold. Yikes. That's not enough. Okay. Well, I will buy a warg fang, though. What's this? She might have a few things I'm interested in here. I'm mostly interested in the elixirs, so can we brew any more elixirs from your stuff? She does have an elixir of bloodlust. Let's buy that. Animal speaking, belladonna, laculite. Potions, fire resistance. We can take some superior healings for sure. Supremes aren't bad either. I'll buy those. And then the rest of this is not stuff we want to buy, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we accidentally gave her a little bit of gold, but we got some good stuff out of it. I might have to wait for tomorrow then. Where else could we go? The Devil's Fee? I can't remember whether or not we cleared them out. I know she was, you know, sort of sketchy. Should we go check? We might have cleared her out. I'm disappointed Damon didn't have all the money we spent there. We'll make one last check here, and then if they don't have the money, we'll have to go for a long rest and hope that they stock up tomorrow morning. How much gold do you have? Helsick?
My most perceptive, prospective customer. Welcome back.
You sure are charming for a fiendish person. Show me your... Oh, we've got another option here. Yeah, so we did read the note that Gortash was asking about to get back to the House of Hope. And she was willing to make a deal with him, but it seemed like it was going to be very expensive. Show me your wares, the good stuff, and then we'll come back and ask about this in a second. She does have enough money for us to sell her one of the books. Which one do we want to sell her? The Red Knight's Final Stratagem, I think. There we go. And she doesn't have enough for... Well, we could sell one more. Caution Before the Sealy? Insufficient gold. Okay. Sir, anything we want to buy? I think we've looked at this before. Cantrips on 2 people. Gain advantage. Yeah, we've been in here. The only thing, maybe scrolls, if she has something good. Empiric Touch, Feign Death, Everard's. No, she doesn't. Well, I mean, we could buy back... We could buy some Potions of Supreme Healing here. That puts her to 1,200. So if we spend 200 more... What is this? 308? Alright, let's buy this. And add it to our wares. And then we can sell Caution Before the Sealy now. Okay. Very nice.
Now you've seen what I have for thee. Remember, discretion is key at the Devil's Fee.
Do you, like, are you cursed? Do you have to rhyme everything? Let's get that diamond for sale. When we find another vendor with money. Okay, we're back up to over 20 grand in gold, so that makes me happy. And we bought up... We have 38 Potions of Superior Healing and 19 Supremes. That's pretty good. Let's see what she can tell us about the House of Hope since we're here, and since she mentioned it.
My most perceptive, prospective customer. Welcome back.
Curios don't interest me. I'm interested in the Hells themselves. A place called the House of Hope, in particular.
Truly? That's remarkable. I like to deal with remarkable people. Very well. You stand before Mammon's picklock, latchkeeper of the 9 hells. My business is not information, nor hellish curios. Not really. I break people into the hells. That's my thing.
Raphael told me the crown of Karsus was stolen from Mephistopheles. Were you involved in that?
Lord Gortash wanted to steal something from Mephistopheles, so I punched a portal into the Archdevil's dusty vaults. And then oh, gosh, my fickle memory fails. If only something would jog it.
Okay, I think... Yeah, she's greedy, right? I think we have to pay 1,000 gold here. Let's do it.
My, what deep pockets you have. Gortash stole the crown of Karsus, pissed off Mephistopheles, but rather intrigued another devil by the name Raphael. His House of Hope is furnished with a great deal of treasures, many related to Karsus. But alas, he lacks the crown itself. He's rather ambitious. One can only wonder what he has planned for the crown. The answers to that can probably be found within his house.
Let's poke around the rat's nest. Maybe set it on fire on the way out.
So now we've whet her appetite and proved that we have deep pockets. Can you help me break into the House of Hope?
What a fascinating proposition. Ludicrous, of course, but fascinating nevertheless. Very well. If you wish to die in Avernus, that's your business. Mine is charging you for it. Of course, such a task will require quite the substantial donation to Lord Mammon's coffers.
20,000 gold.
Would be tantamount to suicide. Do not even entertain it.
Now, the Emperor doesn't like that idea. The Emperor does not like that idea because if we get the Orphic Hammer and slay Raphael, which would be a very entertaining couple of episodes, I feel, we no longer really need him. I mean, freeing Orpheus seems unlikely to succeed because the Emperor has told us he hates us and would attack us on sight. But what if the Emperor is lying? What if everything the Emperor has shown us, the trust, the favors, the help, allowing us into his mind, what if that's been a grand deception? It could be, right? 20,000, however, is quite a lot. Look at this. Waive the fee and I'll add one of Raphael's artifacts to your collection. I don't know if we want to promise that, though. Although, I guess we could just... She's another devil, right? 20,000's too much. That's all our remaining gold. And I wonder if that's fixed to literally be however much gold you have. I don't think we want to do this right now. If nothing else, we need a long rest. So let's hold off on this. That's a steep sum. I need some time to mull this over.
Mull or don't mull. It matters not to me. If you have coin, return. If not, don't.
Now, can we get back the 1,000 we just paid for that crappy information? Did that go into your... Did that go into your trade wares, the 1,000 we just bribed you with, or...?
My most perceptive, prospective customer. Welcome back.
It sort of did. So we could sell another book here, or... You know what, let's just sell the diamond for now. Okay, let's get out of here.
You've seen what I have.
And it's time for a long rest, so let's not long rest directly inside here. We are staying at the tavern, the Elf Song. Which isn't that far of a walk, but we can also just go to camp, right? Okay, before we head to camp for the night, let's clean everybody off of all their blood and grime and gore. And let's go for a long rest. It's been a while. Yeah, we've been waiting for this.
Sorore surge, testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in beator.
Notum sit in beator.
Holy hells.
Okay, we failed an Arcana check. This Will seems pretty concerned. The fact that there's 2 more devils here is pretty concerning, and we don't know what she's doing. What are you up to?
I come to bargain. The hells demand witness.
Your parasite links with Will's, and your memories flow into him. He sees his father's flight from Worm's Rock, and hears Mizora's words to you.
Shit. Where did Gortash send my father? How do I save him?
Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos.
Yeah, that's what Will recognized. This must have happened the first time he made the pact with her. With 2 witnesses, she's gonna alter the contract here in exchange for information about his father.
Your contract, Will. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable.
Oh boy. Okay. So here's the thing. She did promise to set him free of the contract. We wrung that out of her. She cited a clause that says she can wait 6 months. But we know why she's waited. She wanted those 6 months to find an opportunity like this. She wanted to find an opportunity where he was desperate for another boon that only she could grant, so that she could manipulate him into you know, remaining her pet. Oh boy. Will, you know what? We've adopted a policy that in these critical moments, if it seems like they're able to make the right choice on their own, she's going to stand back and let them take the lead. With Astarion, we couldn't. With Shadowheart, we didn't. But with Gale, it worked out. I'd like to do the same here with Will. I'd like him to take the lead here. It's his choice. It's his soul.
Yet no contract is ended without sacrifice, Will. The cost must be paid. Will Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice. Bloody Zariel. I won't let her take Will. Silence, Karlach.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
Oh boy. How about this? How about this for an episode thumbnail, huh? Fantastic. So this is a really, really tough choice. On the one hand, everybody dies. His father is indeed a champion and a strong, virile man. Probably he's got another 20 years of life. But what would he say if he was here and he knew the whole truth? Would he want Wyll to bind his soul to a devil for eternity? Just to give him a couple more years of life? I doubt it very much. Not a truly loving father. On the other hand, how can Wyll live with himself if he lets his father die when he could have saved him? The guilt would be crushing. I suppose a big part of it would be the terms of the deal. He's waiting to hear what we have to say here. I don't know. Eternal, like, slavery to Mizora and Zariel? That seems harsh, man. I suppose asking a question here is a way to avoid making a comment. Maybe open up a new option. What will happen to Wyll's powers if he breaks the pact?
Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at Moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
Okay, so he gets to keep his powers till the end of the game. Honestly, here's my opinion. What would Older say if he were here and he knew the true situation? It would say my life is not worth an eternity in service to devils. I'm pretty confident on that. And hero though he may be, Wyll is a hero too. Wyll can help the city rebuild. Tava and the rest can help the city rebuild if they're not, you know, down in the Underdark hunting vampire spawn, because who knows how that's going to play out, and a bunch of other things we've done over the course of our adventure. This is the power-hungry option. That's obviously not something Tava would say. And I don't think it's the right thing to give your soul so that your father can live. I honestly, I think she would say this. Break the pact, Wyll. You deserve your freedom.
You damned wretch. Father. Do it. Break the pact.
Fiat ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
Didn't think you had it in you. Seems my boy's all grown up. And don't go fussing about your father. You made your choice. You knew the terms. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
Ooh, okay. Loophole. Break Wyll's pact with Mizora. Ah. Now, maybe, just maybe, there's a way to save Older Ravengard. I don't know. Maybe, let's check the journal here. The Grand Duke. We left our remaining concerns regarding Duke Ravengard behind us. Mizora gave Wyll a choice. He could agree to an eternal pact with her and Zariel, and she would reveal where his father's been taken and ensure his safe return. Or he could break his pact with Mizora, dooming his father to die in Gortash's secret command center. Wyll broke the pact, choosing his freedom over his father's life. That was at our suggestion, but he made the choice ultimately. Ooh. So I guess this must also cut out some content. If we can't find out where he is, maybe we can't rescue him if we don't know how to get there. I can hope, right? I can hope we still have a chance that maybe somewhere in the city there's a clue. Maybe we accidentally stumble into, you know, a tunnel that leads there. But I definitely feel like that's the choice that Older would have made for his son. It's the choice that Tava would have thought he should take. And ultimately it was his decision. He could have said no. Maybe we can convince Mizora somehow. He's still a devil. Look at this. He didn't change back to a human. All right. Well, this episode's running pretty long, and we have a ton of... Damn, Shadow Bay looks good in that. We have a ton of stuff we need to do before we actually complete this long rest. A ton of people we need to speak to. We need to speak to Gale. We need to speak to Dame Aelin now that Lorroakan is dead. We probably need to check in with Mizora. There's a lot more content, conversations, I should say. Look, Astarian's all effed up in the head from killing Cazador as well. So I'm going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll go check in with our companions. We'll see how Wyll feels about his choices. We'll see how the rest of our companions are doing. We'll complete our long rest, buff up, and head out for another day in Baldur's Gate. But until then, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. What do you think of the choice I suggested Wyll to make? Do you think I gave him sound advice? Or would it have been better to make the pact? Not sure, but you know how I am in this playthrough. With very limited exceptions, we live with our choices. Anyway, that's going to be it for this time. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.